This is Paxelle 6 today, your weather, and the day's news explained. Let's get to it. Right now it's 90 degrees and mostly cloudy in Chaparral, with winds out of the east-southeast at 6 miles per hour. We're headed for a high near 101 today. Here's a live look from Riley Tower.
Now to a developing story close to home, a power outage in our area. El Paso Electric is reporting 3 outages, affecting about 32 customers, with the heaviest impact around zip code 79,903, 79,835, 79,902. Crew's estimate power should be back around 1:15 a.m. We'll stay on top of it and bring you updates as we get them.
A funding dispute is playing out between El Paso Community College and the state of Texas. EPCC officials say the college is receiving less money than expected under a law passed 3 years ago, one the legislature described as designed to distribute funding based on student outcomes. EPCC is not alone. Community colleges across Texas are reporting the same gap tied to that same legislation. Details on exactly how large that gap is are still developing, but college officials say the amount they are receiving does not match what they expected under the bill. It is not yet clear how state officials will respond or whether any adjustment is forthcoming. We will continue to follow this story. Right here in southern New Mexico, a state pageant tradition continued this past weekend. The NMSU Center for the Arts in Las Cruces hosted the Miss New Mexico 2026 pageant, where 2 young women were crowned title holders. Cara Rignonti claimed the title of Miss New Mexico USA, and Olivia Biggs took home the crown for Miss New Mexico Teen USA, 2 separate titles awarded in a single evening. On the women's side, Carla Carfoa earned first runner-up honors, and Melanie San Roman came in second runner-up. Over in the teen competition, Addison Jaramillo was first runner-up and Kylie Williams followed as second runner-up. For viewers who may not follow the pageant circuit closely, the Miss USA system is among the country's most widely recognized pageant organizations, and winning at the state level advances a competitor to the national stage. For Rignonti and Biggs, that means they will now represent New Mexico in their respective national competitions. The event was held at the NMSU Center for the Arts in Las Cruces. Congratulations to all the competitors. These are your 2026 Miss New Mexico title holders. Here in New Mexico, the Democratic ticket for governor just got a little more complicated. And this weekend, about 500 party insiders are going to sort it out. Here's the backstory. Secretary of State Maggie Toulouse Oliver won the June primary for lieutenant governor, but just a couple of weeks later, she stepped back from the race, citing health concerns. That left gubernatorial candidate Deb Haaland without a running mate heading into the November general election, and started a competitive selection process inside the party. 4 candidates jumped in to fill that seat: State Senator Harold Pope, Land Commissioner Stephanie Garcia Richard, Jeffrey Luering, and Tony Pinito. Pope and Garcia Richard have done the most organizing. Pope has backing from the Democratic Socialists of America and a slate of progressive groups, while Garcia Richard has earned endorsements from Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham, Lieutenant Governor Howie Morales, Congresswoman Teresa Leger Fernandez, and Haaland herself. Now, this isn't your typical election. The vote is decided by roughly 500 members of the State Central Committee, party insiders chosen at the county level, not the general public. They'll use a ranked choice system starting Saturday, with ballots open through July 29th and results expected July 30th. One more wrinkle worth knowing: these ballots are not secret. Candidates and SCC members can request the full voting record after it's all said and done. So for Democrats across the state, this weekend is when the party will determine who fills out the ticket heading into November. A major media deal is now on hold. Paramount has announced it is pausing its planned acquisition of Warner while legal challenges from multiple fronts work their way through the courts. A coalition of about a dozen states, along with the Writers Guild of America, had moved to contest the merger. Paramount says it will not push the deal forward at this time. Details on the specific grounds of those challenges are still developing. The company has not publicly stated when or whether it plans to resume the process. We'll keep tracking this one as it moves forward. Here in Chaps and across the greater El Paso area, local law enforcement is asking for the public's help tracking down people they simply haven't been able to find. Every week, Crime Stoppers of El Paso partners with both the El Paso Police Department and the El Paso County Sheriff's Office to put faces and names in front of the community, because sometimes a neighbor recognizes someone that a badge can't reach. This week's list includes Agustin Carrillo, a 31-year-old Hispanic male, among others whose whereabouts remain unknown. If you recognize anyone on this week's Most Wanted list, the right move is to contact Crime Stoppers. Details on how to do that are still coming in on our end, but your local Crime Stoppers of El Paso can point you in the right direction.
That's your Paxelle 6 update. Stay right here on Channel 6.